really loose, just marking where things are. And this is just a watered, not watered down, but it's thinned with mineral spirits. That's his eye, there's his nose, there's his mouth-ish, beard. And you can, some people use just straight lines. They don't do it with the curves. They just mark the locations of things like I did here on the whole thing. That's not right. It's more like that. Right now it's just really loose. It's got rather round face. Then what I start doing is I'll put in some white over that to help form the, and I'm not adding anything to it. If I do, it's mineral spirits. And the mineral spirits will dry really quickly. So I'll be able to put the fatter over it. The walnut oil. If you have any questions or comments on the replay, feel free to put them in the comments. I do not have a moderator, so I'll look at the comments on the live when I can. I'm thinking of this is the eyelid, his upper, his brow. This is that white spot right there. Another way to get a really good dark is to mix ultramarine blue in your burnt umber. This is lightened a bit because I had that white on my brush and I didn't clean it. And this is just it's got a heavy eyelid. I'm going to do this Alla Prima. This is a Manet, by the way. I don't think I even mentioned that. It's one of his earlier ones, but I found it interesting. Did not get his hand in there. And here I talked about doing it. I know that cigar is a little, or not cigar, the pipe, a little big. Because I don't have this tilted up, I like to use a mirror to get another perspective. And I also look at the screen. And the first thing I'm seeing is he's got a little bit of a tilt to his head that I did not get. I'm finding a lot of times I don't have a lot of people join the live. I think a lot of that is because it's on a work day. But then I have a good number that watch the replay. Let's start with the eyes. I was going to start with the cheeks. Let's go down to brush size. This is a number 6 Saks that I've been using. And the great thing about doing it with the digital is I can just go boop. One more time, boop. I'm just going to focus on painting right now. Usually these take an hour or two. I had one that took 3 hours, but I think it was more because I was fighting. It didn't go as smoothly as I wanted it to, and I kept trying to fix it. I'm doing this cheek color more for placement than anything else, because it is so distinctive. If he had a white beard, he'd make a really good Santa Claus, wouldn't he? This needs to go way down. It goes way down here. That goes a little higher. I'm going to switch to a smaller brush. eventually. Because when I said that I could see a lot I could still do with this one. If you hear somebody in the background, it's my husband. Oh, come on. Excuse me. The paints that I have mixed for this, I probably will reuse on another one. Because I'm going to be smart this time and put it in the fridge. Mama Maggie's in the house. I'm going to be doing the master's studies until the end of this year. And I'm not sure if it will continue after that. I need to do a Artemis Gentileschi. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And an Alice Neal. I have an Alice Neal already chosen. I just haven't done it. Obviously. I also need to do, there's one that Obama had in his office. I believe it was. Uh-oh, low battery. I'm going to have to plug it in. I think it was the banjo lesson. I'm going to move things a little bit. So there we go. I tend not to use a lot of different brushes. That's too white. Okay, I'm going to start focusing in on a little bit more detail. So far, these are the two brushes I've used. This one's a Winsor & Newton. This one's a new one I just got the other day, about a few weeks ago. This is the one I used to scrub with. That holds up really well. I want one that's more detailed. I have one that I love, but the stock broke on it. I don't know if you can see that. It's got, I tried super gluing it. It just gives a nice edge. And it's just nice and soft. I bought some cheap ones, a cheap set. So far I haven't been able to find one that I like as well as this one. I'm hoping it will hold up long enough for me to find one. Oops. One thing I love about oil paint is you can use, they stay good for a long time. I'm using ones that are probably much older than I should admit, but as long as you blend them well with a palette knife so the oil is mixed in with it. You're generally good. And I know this is a detail that's not necessary yet, but just pretend like it is. It's actually brown. I thought it was black. Sorry, got an itch. Got an itch. And if you're newer to painting and you're wondering why I'm skipping around, it helps give a more concise look to the piece than if I were to stick right with the eyes and do nothing but the eyes. I'm also going more after value than I am the exact color, because even though this is a Monet, value does all the work. I'm seeing I got this area up here. I got it too low. That might be for the best, because there's like a ribbon or something there that leaves an edge. And that way I can get it in there nice and loose. Trying to get that. Is it the sclera on the eye without getting it white, stark white, because we know that's never the case. It's always got a little blue or red into it. I'm looking at the computer screen. I can see this needs brought in some. looks like a decent start. I can see this over here is darker. Needs to be darker. Oops, I just felt the brush give way. The one that is questionable. Has questionable integrity. This one. If it starts wobbling on me, I'm going to have to change. My chair is squeaking. I know that's a bit exaggerated. I'll be going back and fixing that. trying to use rags instead of paper towels, and it's I'm finding it difficult to get used to. The yeah, it's just messier. I need to get used to it. Until I get used to it, I don't know why I just rambled that, but not wide enough. My brush is starting to wobble a little, which means it's on its last leg. Maybe I'll find one in that bag of cheap brushes that will hold me over. I also worked on one this past week, that was just a simple glass of water. We have a local exhibit coming up that is on H2O. Got it done, I think. Yeah, and I know this is too wide here. I can easily thin that out. It's not looking too bad. Still needs a lot of work, but we will get there. Trust the process, right? I have an urge to fill in this part, but I like to lean my hand on there so you can see my. So I'm holding off on doing it. I'm going to go back through probably with ivory black. Since he used it at this point anyway. But for right now, I'm using that ultramarine blue and burnt umber mixture. Sorry, I didn't even think about my clock being over there ticking. Move it here in just a moment. It's probably very distracting. Put it on the floor. So if you can still hear it, I have one heck of a mic on my phone. If anybody has any suggestions on live streaming software or a good tutorial on how to use OBS, it's been a while since I've used it. And the problem I'm having right now is it's not picking up my phone as a separate camera. And I'm trying to figure out why. And I'm not getting very far very fast. I really don't want to renew StreamYard. I know I could just, if nothing else, I'm just going to start streaming straight to YouTube. If you know what I mean. At least for these. For my sprints, I'm not really sure how I'm going to do it. I think I should be able to get the get it set up okay, because I'm not having to use my camera on my phone. I think I tired my eyes out yesterday just looking at the screen trying to figure stuff out. I know there's people in my streams, my sprints, that probably know more about it than I do. I used to be able to do it, but I didn't have any trouble picking up my camera on my phone. I have a newer Mac now, and I don't know if that's part of the problem. Or if it's just a user error. All right, I'm reading the screen. Mama Maggie's got somebody to see. I swear somebody made a video on how to use OBS, and I looked at the people that I could think of, but I don't think I looked at Sam Wickers. It may have been them that had the video. But when I get off here, I'll look into it some more. Because right now I'm set up with StreamYard. I have not officially canceled it yet. I'm good till January. I know I need to cancel it before then so they don't charge me. For those of you that don't know, they increased their prices. They essentially doubled them at StreamYard, which is a streaming software. It's really nice and easy to use, but it's not easy enough for me to use to justify the expense. If I can figure out and just invest some time in doing my OBS. I think StreamYard or Streamlabs was the one that I downloaded. My eyes were starting to have issues. It was getting late, but I did set it up, and it didn't look like it was much simpler. So I think you're on to something. I do writing sprints or working sprints for a group called Heart Breathings here on YouTube on another channel. And I do those on Tuesdays and Thursday afternoons. And usually I'm doing admin work during them right now because I can't do artwork and get in the flow and then have to stop all of a sudden. I'm looking at the screen. Oops, my coffee's stuck. Okay, we've been at it for about an hour, so we're doing pretty good. Because it's getting there. My husband's on vacation this week, so I'm not encouraging him to be too quiet. He's pretty good about it. But if you hear something or someone in the background, that's what it is. If he was interfering, he would do what needed to be done. He's cool. He'd be cool. We have a relatively small house, so sounds like he's getting ready to cook something, or he's been wanting to make some no-bake cookies for some people. That's what it sounds like. His no-bake cookies are good. What I'm doing is I'm just slowly building this up and out. Well, the new prices on StreamYard, they don't even mention the free. So we don't know if that's even going to be still an option. Which is one reason I'm wanting to, because I could probably make it, figure out how to make it work. But I do 4 hours a week, so that would cut me pretty close. I think some of the other admins are going to use Restream. Admins of the Heart Breathings group are going to use Restream and or something similar. They're still going to pay for it. I just soon just figure out how to do it and not pay and give myself more options. But I work on 2 channels. A lot of them just use 1 channel. And I want to be able to do things like this and not worry about I'm running out of hours. So, but yeah, I'll talk to Sam Wicker and see, because they probably know more about it than I do. I wouldn't have a problem if it would recognize my phone as like right now I'm using my phone as a camera. I'm still getting the details or some of the shaping, basic shaping in on this. I need to mix some more of that blue and burnt umber. See, this brush is so soft and it's a round and it gives me nice coverage. I wish I had another one like it. I'm looking at the screen to see what I need. Oh, excuse me. I know most of you that are watching the replay really could care less about streaming software, but I do have some friends on here that are more knowledgeable about it than me that sometimes watch this. It just saves me. I'm using a lot of cadmium red for his cheek areas. Really warm. And I've mixed in a little cad yellow here and there. And wherever it gets darker, I just do a touch of the burnt umber. This area right here isn't bad, but it's on mine, it looks very cold. So I'm going to try and warm it up a little bit with Rachel and Sharon use restrain. Yeah, I have to. I need to. I need to get with some people. Definitely. Sit, just hunker down and watch some YouTube videos. And let's see, what is this? What is that? What is that? I've also cut back way on social media, so I don't have. I'm not using Facebook or X at the moment. I've backed away from using it, and right now all I have is I don't even use Instagram. Is YouTube and oh, what is it? TikTok. TikTok. I can get lost in TikTok for far longer than I should admit. I've been a lot on the political side of TikTok, and it's very easy to get down and not in a good headspace. Too much social media for myself. So I just cut it out. I'm just going to paint and do my stuff. Do my thing.